So today we change things up a little bit, guys. Okay, we're going to a little bit more structured work rather than the unstructured work that we have been doing for the last 4 weeks. So things like strength out of alignment, we're going to park that up for a little while. We're going to come back to just building basic kind of capacity in the body. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to need to be seated down for this. Okay, we're going to start with breath work. Okay, so we're going to go with our box breathing. And box breathing is pretty straightforward, okay? It's nothing too crazy. But this is an opportunity first thing in the morning for you guys to, bring awareness to your breathing. And that's why, we're kind of really doing it, okay? So a little bit of a breakdown, because this is going to look and feel different for different people. What we're essentially trying to do here, guys, is effectively think about, rather than this chest, okay, kind of being the main source of sucking in air, we want to try to breathe down here, so below the kind of the ribs essentially. Okay, so effectively box breathing is, imagine a box, a square if you like. We're going to take a breath in, just a natural breath in, nothing forced. Take a breath in, you're going to hold that breath in, and then you're going to breathe out, and then you're going to hold that breath, and you're just going to continue that in a square pattern if you like. So it could be something like, nothing to like putting numbers to it. It could be something like 3 to 4 seconds breath in. Again, don't force anything. And it could be 3 to 4 second hold, right? And then it could be breathing out for 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. I don't know. Okay. And then try hold that breath for the same amount of time. Okay. So we're just going to go for 3 minutes. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy. Box breathing. Okay. And think about when you're seated down, think about your posture. Okay, so that's the only thing I'm going to say to you. So if we're good, nice and simple, just 3 minutes, nothing too crazy. You can close your eyes, you can open your eyes, whatever feels good for you. When we're ready, try to keep everything through the nose. Here we go. We'll make that last breath in. or out. Just back to normal breathing. Okay, so one big thing that hopefully you took away straight away there, guys, is that if you try set a PB, right? If you try push the breath more, it's not sustainable, right? So you got to keep it nice and smooth. And, you know, hopefully you start to become a little bit more aware that obviously breathing in is slightly different to breathing out. So obviously the hold subsequently, like that comes after the breath in or out, is also going to look and feel slightly different. So we want to make sure it's kind of a little more cyclical next time. So from there, let's kind of get into a little bit of a warm up. Okay, so just kind of get the body moving and grooving a little bit. So this morning, rather than kind of going to the normal cat-cow, what we're going to do is we're going to just sit into our knees. Okay, so from side view, again, heels onto the bum if you can. If this is a little bit too, you know, painful, if it's really uncomfortable, you can translate between this and, you know, kind of sitting up a little bit and sitting down, okay? But if we're good, what I want to see happen here is hands on your thighs. And then similar to that cat-cow, as we take a breath in, we're going to tuck the chin in. We're going to slide or glide our hands on top of our thighs. And we're going to round that upper back as much as possible. And from there, as we breathe in, we're going to push that chest forward, lift the chin up, okay, and look to the ceiling. And we're just going to repeat between these two places. So as we breathe in, we round our upper back, we spread the shoulder blades as much as possible. And then we go and do the opposite of that. We kind of make that spine small, look to squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the chest up in the ceiling. One last one. Okay, so from here, nice and simple, all we're going to do is we're going to sit into this child's pose position, which we should know. Okay, big toes together. Knees can be as wide as they need to be for you to be comfortable. Hands are going to be fairly apart. And rather than being on the fingertips rather than being on the fingertips, we're going to come onto the heel of the palm. Okay, so just palms are flat on the ground. Still looking to kind of wrap the armpits as we normally do. So nothing should be at the front of the shoulders. And we're just going to kind of just take a breath here or so. Okay, so just nice and simple. If the head rests on the ground, that's cool. Just rest whatever you can. You just kind of breathe and look to kind of melt into the ground a little bit. So nothing too crazy, just checking in with the body. Okay, so your hips are settled. From here, we'll just kind of move on to one side, nothing too crazy. Both arms are straight at all times. Feel that mild stretch to the side body. And then just, again, try breathe or utilize your breath to kind of bring yourself down towards the ground. And then let's move on to the other side. Again, we're just looking for a mild bind, okay, at the side body, so nothing too crazy. But again, use your breath. When you're ready, slowly to the middle. Hands are slightly wide. And from here, keeping the arms straight, you're going to look up, okay, between your hands. And then you're going to, keeping those arms locked, to bring the hips up. You can open your legs, okay? Then keeping the arms straight, you're going to look to drop the hip down towards the ground, but keep your butt on, okay? If the butt's not on, you're going to dump into the lower back. So glutes are on, keep pushing the world away so ears are nowhere near the shoulders. And then from here, your elbows are going to hug, okay? So they're going to hug the side of your body as you slowly look to put the hips on the ground and then the belly button on the ground. then slowly the bottom of the ribs, and then the sternum, and then the collarbone. Okay, keeping those elbows hugged in. You're going to slowly lift the chin up first, peel the sternum off, bottom of the ribs, glutes are on already. Now look to slowly peel the belly button off, trying to get heavy with the hips. They may be on the ground, but they may not be on the ground, but the glutes are on. Okay, and let's just kind of repeat this process 3 more times on your own. But this time, as you come down, hugging the elbows, try to use your own strength from the upper back, okay, or the back of your body to lower you down. So effectively, you're nice and light on your fingers, especially towards the bottom. Okay, again, there is no rush. So we're trying to get the whole back of the body slightly connected, fired up a little bit. Push the world away. Okay, so at the top, you should be elbows locked, ears nowhere near the shoulders. On your third one, at the top, all we're going to do here, guys, okay, keep pushing the world away. We're going to simply just tuck the chin in a little bit, and then we're going to look up. And again, just let's repeat this for 4 more times. Glutes are on, please. Okay, if the hips are fast, okay, really off the ground, or you're finding this position really hard, just move your hands forward a little bit. Okay, so elbows are still locked. Last one. Then hugging the elbows again, slow, controlled, coming down to the ground. From here, all we're going to do is we're going to spread our hands to the side. Now, something to be mindful of here, guys, our hands may need to be a little bit below our shoulder line if you got really tight or restricted shoulders. But otherwise, without taking a massive back step, what you're going to do is you're going to visualize your feet, okay, hovering close to the ground. As you come back, take a pause, slowly come back to the start. So everything is okay on the front of your body. Then we'll alternate side again, looking to hover that leg. So you will have to use your hamstrings to curl the legs back and then slowly, boom, onto our front. And again, we're just going to continue side to side, nothing too crazy. As always, you just kind of marry the breath with the work. Okay, so try not to take a massive back step, but rather think about hovering that feet close to the ground. When you pause, try to drop the knees towards the ground as well. Okay, or let the knees get heavy. And that's going to start to get into places that you probably don't move at. As I sweep my leg to one side, my head is actually looking to the opposite. Last 2. Again, nothing is rushed. Okay, finish it off. And once you've finished, you will again come back onto your knees. Okay, we're going to quickly go into our wrist, but if you can, we'll look to tuck the balls of our feet underneath us, just so we can start to bring some heat and okay, away to the bottom of our feet. But from there, we're going to just go into our wrists. So, okay, fingers are placed back facing the knee. Elbows are naturally locked. Push the world away. I'm just going to rock forwards and backwards. And as always, if you want a little bit more, obviously, it's easy to just walk back a little bit. So further the hands away from you, the harder things become. Okay, so just be mindful. If this is okay, we're going to just go into a little semicircle in one direction and then the other. From here, keeping the fingers back towards our knees, but we're just going to be in the opposite. So we had it in external rotation. Now we're going to turn the fingers in, still back towards the knees, but in a completely different way. So you may need to bend the elbows, okay, to get yourself into position. Make sure the hands are still about shoulder width apart. From there, we're going to lock the elbows out, so push the world away, then ears are nowhere near the shoulders. And then from here, just again, starting initially by just sitting forwards and backwards. Okay, looking to create as much space as possible in the wrist as well as the shoulders. So keep pushing the world away. Okay, neck is long, shoulders are nowhere near the ears. And if that's okay, you're going to start to slowly just move side to side and start to get into those nooks and crannies in whatever way you feel best for you. Okay, but again, trying to keep the space, okay, between the ears and the shoulders at all times. And then from there, back it off. We're going to go to back of our wrist, back of our wrist, just kind of going forwards and backwards initially. And if that's good, we can also start to play with a little lateral. Okay, so a little side to side play. If we're good, we're going to just go into that gorilla grip. So we're going to squeeze those fingers as hard as possible for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly back it off. Okay, and rest there. Okay, so from here, we're just going to get into the hips a little bit. And with the hips, keeping it super simple, we're just going to go into our runner's lunge, which is going to be one knee up, one knee down. Okay, so one knee up like this, hands in under the front feet. We're going to pop the back knee up. Okay, and all we're going to do this morning is, like we normally do, keeping everything firm. So front knee hugs, back knee is lifted up. So try not kind of, bend the back knee as much. Try to lift the back knee up and using your butt, that is. Then drop the elbow down towards the ground, the hand that's closest to the front leg. And then we're going to rotate, reach up to the ceiling for 3, 2, 1. Let's go 4 more times. We're going to drop, rotate, reach, 3, 2, 2. As you do this, make sure the front knee is not being flared out. You hug the front knee using your butt. 2, 3. Rotate, reach, 3, 2, 4. And 3, 2, 5. And then down. Okay, so again, one knee up, one knee down. Hands in under the front feet. You can just rock forwards and backwards initially if you want, just to let the body know what's about to happen. Then, okay, lift the back knee up, hug the front knee, drop the elbows. We're going to rotate, reach, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 5. And down. Okay, so from here, we're going to go into our warm-ups. Okay, so we're going to use 4 movements for 2 sets. And we're going to just bring a different iteration as the set moves on. It is pretty straightforward. Okay. So as I said at the start of the session, those of you who joined a little bit late, we're going to be going into not strength and alignment work. We're going to park that up. That's something we've been doing for the last 4 weeks. We're going to get into a little bit more structured work. So the first thing we're going to start off with is something we call Hinge Walk. Okay, so most of you will know, okay, kind of Hinge Walk, we normally do it with a dowel on our back. But what we're going to do is we're going to do it without a dowel on the back, but the hands are going to be coming down to the ground and reaching back. Okay, so effectively what this is, okay, one small step ahead, we're going to bend the back knee and I want to reach the hands back behind you. So the idea is the spine is still nice and long. Okay, from here, tall. Now we can switch and go to the other side. Okay, so we can alternate side like this. Or if you have the space, like we normally do, we can actually do the hinge walk, which is effectively, okay, hinge, take a step, boom. So you can see how this turns into a little bit of a walk. Okay, so we're going to go to 20 reps. Again, don't rush it. We shouldn't kind of really round it back or feel anything to the back of the spine. Okay, we're trying to load the hamstrings up. The feet are flush against the ground. 20 reps. Okay, we'll slowly build it up. Let's go together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so from there, we're going to go straight onto the ground. And here, guys, we're going to go straight into 1 minute, okay, of our straight arm plank. Now, the key thing with the straight arm plank, a couple of details. Remember, the index finger is slightly turned out, if not straight ahead, but not turned in. So you shouldn't have your hands like this. If anything, slightly turned out, okay? Obviously, under the shoulders. And the big idea is we're trying to push the world away by wrapping our armpits, okay? So we're tucking like this. Obviously, at the hips, we also want to see that posterior tilt. So just to kind of give you guys a quick glimpse, okay, we're not here, we're pushing the world away. The hips are not arched, okay, they're tucked underneath you. And again, legs are nice and firm. Our shoulders should be over our hands, okay? If this is too much, obviously we can do the same thing with the knees on the ground and, okay, the legs lifted to the back. But the key thing is to not let the hips, okay, go. We're going to go for a minute. And again, start to think about your breath. We'll go in 6, 5, 4 should be up, 3, 2, let's get it. So again, shoulders are nowhere near the ears. Your eyes are gazed up a little bit, meaning they're not looking between the hands. They are looking on the ground in front of you. So your neck muscles are on. You're breathing. Okay, and again, you're trying to effectively close the gap between your hips and the bottom of your ribs. Think about it that way, okay? So your glutes are on because you're trying to tuck your hips. Your quads, your thighs are squeezing together, okay? And your back of your knees are trying to lift up towards the ceiling. Your weight is not just on your hands, but rather your balls of your feet as well, okay? And you try to make sure that weight is evenly distributed throughout this. Keep pushing that world away. Three, 2, 1, and time. Okay, from there, we're gonna stand up. Our third movement we're gonna kind of warm into is pretty straightforward Cossacks. The first set, we'll just do sliding on the spot, which is effectively feet are wide. Make sure as we go sit into the corners that, you know, if the feet are too close, my hips are gonna be outside. That's not gonna be nice. If I'm too far, you will see my knees buckling in. So again, make sure you are using or you are stepping to your context, okay? So from here, toes are fairly forward. We're going to bend one knee, keeping one leg straight. We're gonna squat down. From here, keeping the hinge position, I'm gonna slowly slide over to the opposite side, knees bent, boom, legs straight. Push both of your feet into the ground. That's, okay, 1, let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As we do this, guys, make sure you squeeze the thighs on the straight leg. Okay, this is 8, 9, nothing in the lower back. 10, 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Try pull yourself down into the position. 8. Get heavy with the hips. 9, 10, and voila, boom. Okay, so the next one, guys, we have, okay, it's gonna be a little bit tricky. Okay, again, it's gonna look slightly different for different people, but we've got 2 opportunities to get it right. We're gonna go for, okay, 10 reps in each position. And effectively, this is for our shoulder. We do this for like shoulder prehab work, sometimes at the end of the session as a supplementary work, okay? So we're just using these to fire what we call T2, T3, which is the stuff in between your shoulder blades. So it's very, very hard, okay, to do pulling work at home, right? Hanging work and that sort of thing. So it's important that we start to kind of, effectively still kind of find ways to look after the mid back, okay? So this is called ATY. And for this, what we're going to do is we're going to look, okay, or lie onto the front. And the position, okay, A is going to be obviously by the hips, as you can see, if you were to look like a Google Map zoom out view, okay, from the top. My hands are in an A shape. T would be somewhere, okay, in line with my shoulders. Maybe for some people, again, below the shoulders, okay, shoulder line, that is. And then Y is going to be, think about YMCA, okay, just slightly above. Now, again, this position is very, very subjective in the sense that if you're really, really tight or restricted, you don't want anything from the upper traps. And that's a big thing, okay? So especially in the T and Y, where those 2 positions are hard because your levers are longer and then they're in a weird position. You don't want anything from this neck area. You want to make sure you keep everything in between the shoulder blades, around the armpit region. Okay, so that's your goal, especially when we're in this high position. We're not like reaching, okay, so we're elevating at the shoulders. So, okay, imagine this is the ground. We're still elevating, but we're not shrugging. There's a big difference, okay? We're not trying to recruit this stuff. We're trying to recruit the back, okay? Now, the 10 reps, the best way to think about it is you're going to lightly touch the fingertips, okay? As if you kind of, on eggshells, essentially. And what we're going to do is for 10 reps, we're going to just pulse, okay? Nice and simple, just kissing the ground, obviously coming high, but that height should not be like, trying to set a PB and the shoulders rolling at the shoulder joint and things like that. Okay, so 10 reps. Let's have a look what happens. We're in A shape right now. Shoulders are into the back pockets already. And let's pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go into T. Okay, again, shoulder blades to the back pocket. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's find the Y. Okay, so wherever that position is, again, wrap the armpits first. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And rest. So hopefully that made sense. And you guys actually felt that in around the shoulder blades, not the neck. We have one more opportunity to kind of do this, okay? So let's go through the top. We're going to start with the hinge walk, okay? We'll go into our shoulder taps rather than straight arm plank this time. Let's go, okay? So hinge walk, nice and simple, taking a step, bend the back knee, hinge the hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, from here, once you've done your 20, we'll make our way down to the ground. Same cues as the plank, but this time your hands are a little bit closer, maybe a little bit closer than shoulder width apart. We're going to go into a shoulder tap, okay, 20 reps with a 2-second pause at the shoulders. So effectively, your feet are going to be a little bit wide. We're going to come across, hold for 1, one, place down, boom. We're trying to avoid, same thing with the back, and then this sort of, okay, side to side shift. It's okay to be on your knees and to do this better, okay? So regress to progress. 20 reps, shoulder taps, here we go. Up, one, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 1, 9, 1, 10, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, head is up, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 1, 9, 1, 10, and rest. Okay, from there, let's go to Cossack. Okay, and the Cossack, we're going to just change it ever so slightly now. That sliding one, if you find that hard, maybe just do that one, okay, 10 per side. But if you guys are good, you want to take it a little bit further, feet are going to be a little bit under the hips, okay, to start off with. And this requires a little bit of accuracy, a little bit of precision, because you're going to step into that Cossack. So something like we're going to step, sit, slide, stand, and then boom, match your feet. Okay, then we're going to step to the opposite side. So again, be mindful. The key thing with this is there's a little bit of coordination, accuracy, as I said before. Okay, so here we go. Step, sit, slide, stand, match your feet. And step, sit, slide, stand, match your feet. Step, sit, slide, stand. Step, sit, slide, stand. Step, sit, slide, stand. Step, sit, slide, stand. Step, sit, Step, sit, slide, stand. Two more. Step, sit, slide, stand. Step, sit, slide, stand. Boom, voila. Let's go into our, okay, Aty lifts. Okay, the shoulders, remember guys, fingers are lightly touching the ground, elbows are locked, and at all times your shoulders are trying to stay in the pocket. You're trying to wrap your shoulders, okay? Here we go. Lightly touching your forehead on the ground. Reach back, and for 10 reps, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Into T. Okay, wrap the shoulders out. Okay, turn the shoulders out, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Into Y. Again, wrap the armpits, and when you're ready, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Okay, let's have a quick drink of water. Okay. Yeah, okay. So that's pretty straightforward. We're going to go into a little more hamstring bias work today. Okay, so we've been doing for the last 4 weeks those silly looking squats. Remember, kind of with the, you know, heels and butt touching the calf or heels and stuff like that, right? So today we're going to focus a little bit more on hamstrings. And what we're going to do is there's going to be a little bit of single leg work involved. Okay, so we're going to go into a little bit single leg deadlift. So effectively, we're going to be looking to stretch, like it's like stretching the hamstrings a little bit on one leg. Okay, there's obviously a lot of other things involved. And then we're going to bolster that with some isometric work. So we're going to drain the hamstrings first, and then we're going to fuck the hamstrings even more. Excuse my language. Okay. So effectively, like we're piling hamstring work on. Now, obviously, because, no one's really lifting heavy weights, like, we just need to kind of pile more work on to give the hamstring the stress, okay, that it needs for it to be basically resilient. In this case, we also want it to be long. And then we're going to kind of introduce a little bit of push work. Okay, so the push work that we've been doing over the last 4 weeks has been like, the turn your heads, listen to the ground. And we've been working like, again, push up in weird angles. We're going to do normal push-ups, okay, with a little bit of a straight arm work in there. Okay, so it's a little bit of complex. So let's go into the single leg deadlift first. We're just going to do 6 reps per side, but it's going to be tempoed, 3-second down, and we're going to pause for 2 seconds. So effectively, it's like 5-second time under tension per rep. Okay. Now, just a reminder, okay, for the single leg deadlift. So let's say if my left leg is the leg that's going to be working, my right leg is going to be coming up in the air, right? Maybe I'll do it this way. Okay. So from here, the key thing with the single leg deadlift is, at the top, look, I'm already kind of onto ball onto my feet on my right leg, just to let the body know, okay, the left leg is the leg that's going to work. So from front on, rather than having the feet flat and then suddenly launching itself and losing balance, think about, look, I'm going to come onto ball with my feet so you can see this weight shift. I'm already, boom, okay? I know this leg is the working leg, okay? So from there, we're going to make sure my spine is nice and elongated and the heels. So think about this as if you're making a connection from the crown of your head to the heels. We're going to slowly hinge at the hips, be generous with the bend at the standing leg, okay? So bend the standing leg more. Okay, make sure the toes are pointed to the ground. And then from here, slow control, we're going to drive up as one unit. So a couple of things that often happens, just so you guys are aware, okay, is this kind of crap where we initially, for some weird reason, start to hinge and then start to counterbalance somehow, like, and start to wobble and things like that. So that's a big no. So remember what we say, shoulders come down at the same rate as the legs are coming up, right? So again, we're moving as one unit. Okay, as opposed to worming it and whatever. And that's also true on our way up. Okay, so there's no point doing all the great work here and then look at this, worming it out and letting your spine lead the movement. Whatever you feel, okay, working in the back of your legs on your way down, think about it as if that's the same stuff that's going to bring us upright. Okay, so let's give it a crack. Okay, let's see what happens. So on my count, okay, 3 down, 2 hold, 6 reps. Here we go. Okay, eyes are gazed long, breath in and hinge. 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 3, 2, 4, 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 5, 3, 2, 6, 1, 6. Cool. Let's go to the other side. Okay, here we go. Nice and tall. Breath, eyes gazed, and hinge. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 3. 1, 2, 4, 1, 4. 1, 2, 5, 1, 5. 1, 2, 6, 1, 6. And rest. Okay, so hopefully everybody felt the pull through the hamstrings. Okay, you were nice and sturdy and you were in control. basically you were able to pause anywhere along that up and down motion, whether it be coming down or coming up. Okay, that's the control that we're looking for. From there, we're going to go onto our backside, okay? And then from here, guys, think about the glute raises we often do. So we talk about heels coming close to the butt, and this is a glute raise. We want to target the hamstring. So we want to now walk our heels out. The only caveat here is we can't have the legs locked, okay? We have to have the knees slightly soft. Now, some of us may be like, more in this position. Some of us may be a little bit further out. The key thing here is we're going to have to hang out isometrically for 30 seconds. Okay, and the 30-second work is at the hamstring, not in the lower back. So a couple of things, we're going to tuck the hips first. We're going to bring the hips up. So my glutes are working right now, not overarching through our lower back. Then as I'm counting in, so I'm saying 3, 2, you're already stepping out, toes are pulled back, and boom, we're going to hold this position. Make sure you're not arching through the lower back, okay? You're fighting for your hamstring to stay recruited. Toes are pulled back. Feet are roughly, okay, about hip distance apart, not too wide, not too close. Okay, so 30 seconds of work. Let's come up with the butt and start to walk out. We'll officially start the time in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay, so again, using your breath, glutes are on. You should feel your hamstring isometrically working. Okay, here. You can use your hands and push your hands into the ground to kind of just create a little bit of an extra tension, support from the lats. It's a wrong. We'll go in 4, 3, 2, 1, and bum down, rest. Okay. So we'll do that obviously straight after our single leg deadlift. Okay, so remember what I talked about, single leg deadlift. We're gonna get into the hamstrings, and then we're gonna use that to isometrically just fall to that position. Okay, so it's a hamstring work. So it's gonna get a little bit tough as the sets go on. From there, rather than going straight onto the legs again, we're gonna go into upper body work, and this is gonna be our scat push-up complex. Okay, so we're gonna do push-up. Everybody knows what a push-up is, okay? Effectively just coming down to the ground and pushing the world away from you. We're going to tempo the push up to 5 seconds down. Okay, now this is going to be nasty. Okay, and the reason we kind of tempoing it down for 5 seconds is that way, like this single leg deadlifts, you need to be in total control of your movement, as well as you actually need to know what that movement, like in terms of coordination and vector, is. Because to do something shitty for 5 seconds is a world of like uncomfortable, right? So again, we don't want shitty pattern. So push up, just so you guys are aware, okay? So similar to that straight arm plank that we did at the start, if you're doing it on your toes, your hands are again turned out a little bit, okay? Because remember that dictates the orientation of your shoulders. From there, you're going to be effectively looking straight up and then bending at the elbows rather than collapsing at the shoulders. So you're going to be coming for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you have the strength, you can push back up. Okay. If you don't, you can just simply come onto your knees, come back up and sit up. You can also do this on your knees. Okay. Now that's the push up. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to add just one more thing on top of that. So as I said, it's a complex. Complex means we're going to be adding a couple of things. Okay. So for this, we're going to get to a scat push-up. Scat push-up is a straight arm push-up. Okay, so same position again. I'll demonstrate in straight with the feet off. Okay, so remember, scat push-up is effectively down, spread, and then we'll go into 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back up or on your knees and boom. Now that's a lot of freaking time on your hands. Okay, so this is going to be really hard. But the goal with the scat push-up and the push-up is, okay, everybody knows what to do when they bend their elbows, but the top position, guys, this pressing the world away, this, hey, spreading the shoulder blades is really important. Now, if you take the piss, meaning if you try to set the PB and you go too hard, you're going to dump into your traps and your wrist. And that's how you know you're going far too beyond what you should be doing, okay? So let's try it, okay? This is gonna be interesting. Let's have a look, okay? So 2 scat push-up followed by a push-up for 5 reps. Here we go. Neck is long. You're already spreading your shoulder blades, keeping the elbows locked. Chest comes down, spread the shoulder blades. Chest comes down, spread the shoulder blades. And 5-second tempo. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spread, chest, spread, chest, spread, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Up, spread, chest, spread, chest, spread, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Push. Keep spreading, chest, spread, chest, spread, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Push. Spreading, chest, spread, chest, spread. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push and rest. Okay, so it's tricky, okay, if we do it right. Okay, so again, there's no shame in just kind of dropping to our knees and taking a regression. Okay, because this work is dictated by tempo. Okay, and if the load or the intensity is too high, we can't stick to the tempo. Plus, okay, we don't have any control, right? So let's start from the top again. Okay, we're gonna try to get 2 more sets in there. Okay, so remember, single leg deadlifts into hammy iso. Okay, once you're ready, nice and simple, standing tall, use your breath. From here, let's take a hinge. 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 5, 1, 2, 6, 1, 6. Let's swap sides. Okay, here we go. Breath in, straight into it. And 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 5, 1, 2, 6, 1, 6. From here, straight onto our back. Okay. Let's tuck the bum first. So lower back is pushed, hips up. Start to walk your feet out. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay, so toes are pulled up back towards the ceiling and towards the shins. Knees are ever so slightly soft. Your bum is tucked, so nothing is in the lower back. Everything should be in the hamstrings. Again, use your breath. That's 15 seconds gone. And push your heels down, like, actively look to push the feet into the ground. That's going to then turn and light up the back of the legs even more. 3, 2, 1, and down. Okay. So as the legs are recovering, let's go into the upper body. Okay. So we'll go into that scat push-up complex. Remember when I say chest, I mean boom. Okay. Spread is pushing the world away. Keep your armpit wrapped up throughout the movement. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So on your toes or your knees, whichever variation you're taking. Neck is long. Keep wrapping the armpit. And let's go. Chest, spread. Chest, spread. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make your way up and chest, spread, chest, spread. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Make your way up and chest, spread, chest, spread. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Up, chest, spread, chest, spread, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Make your way up, chest, spread, chest, spread. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Push and rest. Beautiful. Hopefully everybody survived that. Okay, the next day, guys, I'll have a look at what you're doing just to make sure you guys are doing okay. But if we're good, on our feet, let's go one more time. Okay, single leg deadlifts. Let's see your hinge. Okay, think about your body being as long as possible, guys, throughout. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 3, 2, 4, 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 5, 3, 2, 6, 1, 6. Okay, let's drop sides. Getting ready. Breath in, eyes gaze. And 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 3, 2, 4, 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 5, 3, 2, 6, 1, 6. Okay, onto the ground. 30 seconds, hamstring iso. Okay, so again, tuck the bum first. That way the low back is already rounded a little bit. Okay, bum comes up. Let's start to walk our feet in. We'll go in 4, 3, 2, 1. Time of fascia starts from here. Glutes are on. Again, remember, push your feet or the heels down into the ground. That's going to get you anchored. It's going to get you rooted, okay, through the feet, which means you should be able to light up more of the back of the legs. If your back is cranking, your lower back is cranking, okay, you need to drop the hips a little bit and tuck the hips. Or bring the heels back towards your bum, okay, shorten your levers. Otherwise, embrace the sack. Okay, keep at it. We'll go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Whew. Okay, the push-up, I'm going to do the first rep with you guys, okay? So, and then I'm going to kind of watch what you guys are doing. I'd like it if you guys can be sideways, so that way when I do see you, I can actually see what's happening, okay, from a side view as opposed to the front, okay? Or whatever weird angle, okay? Here we go. If we're good, fingers are spread and alive, okay? Knees or toes, your choice. Neck is long, tuck the bum, and let's go. Chest, spread, chest, spread, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up, set, chest, spread, chest, spread, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up, set, chest, spread, chest, spread, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Up, set, chest, spread, chest, spread, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Up, get set, and chest, spread, chest, spread, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drive it up. Oh, nice. And rest. That was badass. And the fact that everything looks like coordinated and shit. It looks pretty, guys. It looks very pretty. Yeah. Good work. Okay. So all we're going to do quickly, okay, is a quick swig of water like this. And from here, I have only one thing, okay, to do, which is compression work, the best for the last, okay? So compression work is effectively, I mean, it depends who you are and how you look at it, okay? It can be shit, most of the time it is, okay? But it's good for you, okay? So what we're gonna do here, the compression work that we're gonna do is gonna be done in a pike position, which is effectively feet are fairly close together from side views. My objective is to close my distance, okay, to the ground from my torso. So the more I lean forward, the harder it becomes, okay? Now, just to give you guys a little perspective, you know, if I make it super hard, it's fucking hard to raise the legs, right? It's doable, but it's really hard. Obviously, if you're here, it becomes really easy. Even my 3-year-old daughter, Kaya, can do this, right? So you need to find a happy medium where not only are you closing the gap, but also you're able to create tension throughout the body. Now, what I mean by that is, like, you know, if you go too far and you start to somehow convulge at this knee or whatever kind of thing, that's not what we're looking for. We need to see the toes pointed at all times and you're lifting at the hip joint. That's your goal, right? So you're lifting from here. Another way to think about it is like lift your hamstrings up, not just your feet, but your hamstrings, okay? This is gonna get ugly, okay? We're gonna just do 2 sets. And then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do flutter kicks as well, okay? So we're gonna do, rather than 2 at the same time, we're just gonna do 1 at a time, okay? But we're gonna do 40, okay? 40 reps. We're gonna rest for 30 seconds, then bash out another 40 reps, okay? So if we're ready, okay, here we go. Hands push into the ground, okay? Rather than fingertips, rather heel of the palm, please. Toes are pointed, squeeze the quads. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. And rest. Okay. So hopefully legs were moving there. As you probably noticed, my counting really got quick because, you know, you want to get rid of this shit, right? So the way I like to kind of think about this move is I'm not really resting on the ground, okay? So I'm like, my feet is obviously off the ground, but my leg that's meant to be on the ground is slightly touching the ground. That way I'm continually under tension because it gets harder if you get heavy on one leg and one leg is up, it gets even harder, right? So again, let's see if we can spare time under tension. Here we go. We'll go in 4, 3, 2, 1. And 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. And rest. Let's bring it in, team. Let's have a Gary. How are we feeling? Oh, yeah. You guys alive? How are you guys feeling?
Good. I thought at one point you said 4 lots of 40.